My name is Chris Ortega. I'm the CEO of Fresh FP&A. I run a global fractional CFO and advisory service company that helps empower small to medium-sized businesses that are seeking financial clarity and confidence. And if you're thinking about jumping into a fractional CFO business, I'll kind of go through some of the common questions and things that I get from people that I've talked with and just messages I get on LinkedIn. So let's jump right into it. So you have these two big macro factors, right? Businesses that need those skills, passions, talents, and expertise from people that have been there, done that in their functional areas. But then also the reluctancy of like, man, I don't know if I have the money or the runway or the premiums to invest in this talent, right? Like bringing on, if you look at it, we know these numbers like the back of our head. CFO not knowing the numbers, right? Like, yeah. But when you look at hiring like a full-time CFO, right? When you take in the salary, you take in the bonus, you take in the recruiting costs, you take in all the benefits, you take in the ramp time, that's somewhere between a $750,000 to like a $1.5 million investment that you're making in that resource, right? And this is for like small to medium sized businesses, right? Like if you're super small, you're probably not looking at that. But if you're a growing, scaling company that, you're looking to grow and scale and you're looking to bring on that financial leader or that sales leader or that marketing leader, you're making a significant investment. Now introduce the fractional concept, right? Like the fractional CFO or the fractional chief human resource officer. You get that same demand of that skills, passions, talents, and expertise, right? But you don't have to pay the full-time salary, bonuses, commissions, recruiting. You don't have to pay all of those extra costs, right? It's like the fractional concept is the right perfect middle in between both of those. And I remember starting early in after the pandemic and I was going through and I had this like I was always doing, I would say like not fractional CFO, but consulting, financial consulting, as well as I had a full-time job, right? It was more of like my side hustle of what I was doing, right? So like I was doing this on the side as well as having a full-time job. And then I seen this demand, I seen this change in market, I seen this value proposition. I'm like, man, like I've worked with some really great entrepreneurs, right? My initials are CEO. So I'm like, I'm taking the leap of faith and I really want to give back my skills, passions, talents, and experiences to small to medium sized businesses, SMBs. Like I want to work with those businesses that are $1 to $80 million in annual revenue, that are seeking financial clarity, seeking a strategic finance partner to help grow, scale their businesses, right? So like that's where we kind of fell into it. And now you look at it now, and I have so many people that reach out to me and they're like, Chris, I've got 20 years experience. I got 15, I got 20, like all these different levels of experience. And they're like, I want to kind of dabble into that fractional concept. If you're thinking about jumping into starting your fractional business, the number one thing, do not equate your time to money, equate value. Always focus on value. Value. Because think about it. Holistically, there's 24 hours in a day. If you always equate your time to money, you're only limited. Like you're limited to 24 hours. And I don't know about people, and maybe somebody's out there. I'm not knocking. Maybe you're billing 24 hours a day. Like you're not sleeping, you're not eating, you're not doing any of that stuff, right? But when you focus on that, you automatically constrain like what you can do, right? So first pitfall, focus on value. Second thing, you're thinking about starting your fractional CFO business or you're looking at that, build great partnerships outside of finance. Listen, finance people, let's get in here. Come on. Let's hug it in. Let's hug it in. I'm gonna hug it in with you, right? All those people looking at this right now, we're hugging it in. This is a trust circle right here, right? Trust circle. The biggest thing you have to stop doing, stop thinking like a CFO and start thinking like a CEO. I know some of you are like, Chris, that went over my head. You gotta dive deeper into this. You gotta go deeper. Let me explain why. When you're working, right, with a client, and I made this everything again, guys, I'm dropping nuggets on you guys. Like I'm dropping gems right now. Everything I failed into this, right? When you're sitting across, like, let's talk about our ICP. ICP, ideal customer profile. You got to know that, right? Your ideal customer profile is like, hey, who's the right person I want to provide my service, solution, or product to? Who's the ideal person for that? Ours, small to medium sized growing businesses that are $1 to $80 million in revenue. That's our ICP. That's who we want to focus on. And initially, I would sit there and I would like talk about how we can help support them from the finance perspective. Here's all this. And I said, I had a great mentor and he told me, he's like, Chris, as you're building the business and you're a great finance leader, you're a great CFO, like you know it. You've been to those mountaintops, you've had acquisitions, you've done fundraising, like you reached the mountaintops in a lot of different things in finance, but that only got you so far. You have to start thinking like a CEO with your client. When you establish yourself as a business partner to help that CEO, business owner, founder solve business problems, you make yourself valuable. Now, if you do it the other way, right? Say you are just a finance partner to help solve finance problems. You completely like, if that business owner's thinking about, oh yeah, like I'm thinking about this marketing strategy and how we could like get resources around that. Yeah, like, nah, Fresh FPA, they're just our finance partners. Like, nah, this isn't really finance related, so I'm not gonna talk to them about that. Like, nah, we'll talk to them when we get the contract and send over the cost, right? You limit yourself. But when you focus on being a business partner to solve business problems, and the perspective you provide in that is from the finance perspective, now you make yourself invaluable. I wear this hat every day, guys. Sometimes I got the CEO hat on. Sometimes I have the CFO hat. Sometimes I have, when I'm talking with my sales team or my business development, my marketing team, I have the marketing hat on. When I'm talking with our IT partners, I got my IT hat on. If you're thinking about building your business, like a true business, you're going to have to wear those different hats. But when you're talking and sitting across from a client, think like a CEO, stop thinking like a CFO. I know that maybe some people are like, yo, that's wild. It's a fresh perspective. Think about it, right? Number 3, if you find 4 to 5 people that you're testing out your fractional CFO bit. I had a great person reach out to me and they're like, Chris, I want to do fractional CFO. I want to focus on not-for-profits. I want to focus on not-for-profits that are socially driven. And I said, great, man. Go find 5 people and go through a period where maybe you're just working with them for like 2 months, right? You're figuring out the value. You're figuring out, is this really the kind of ICP you want to work with? Is this really the kind of customer you want to work with? Like, don't let monetization stop you from starting. So many people make that mistake. Is like, and this is where I go back to like my software side and like working with a lot of great engineering teams. Go build an MVP or an MVS. MVP, minimum viable product, or MVS in your fractional CFO business, minimum viable service. Go test it out. Get the feedback, right? So I advised them. I was like, hey, man, go get 3 or 4 people. Work with them for maybe a month, 2 months. See if you like this, right? See if you, like, if you want to do this work. See if that's the kind of customer you want to work with, right? And that was so helpful for me because before starting Fresh FP&A full time, that's what I was doing. Like I was testing out. I was like, yeah, like man, insurance is not my jam. I'm glad I was able to help them, but like that's not my jam. That's not what I want to be doing. And I was dabbling into some stuff because like I was helping with somebody on their like books, and I know accounting, right? I'm a former Ernst & Young, like did the whole CPA thing. Like I get it, I know it, but I was like, yeah, I don't want to be doing this, right? So like that third pitfall is like, don't let pay stop you from starting. Let me say that again. Don't let like finding your first paid client stop you from getting the experience of what it means to be a fractional CMO, a fractional CRO, a fractional sales officer. A lot of our partners that we work, that's exactly how they got started. They were doing this as a side, and then they found exactly the kind of customer that they want to work with. They found who they wanted to be around. They knew what kind of value they wanted to do. They knew what kind of services they wanted to provide. They knew what they were willing to spend their time, and they figured all that out by getting and doing it, right? And they gave, like 30 days or 40 days or whatever that timeline looks for you, but that gives you that feedback. The feedback that, is this the kind of customer I want to work with? Is this the kind of work that I want to do? Is the kind of flexibility I want to have? All of those are way more important than saying, hey, I'm monetized. Because if you figure those things out, then it's like, great, I know the customer I want to work with. I know the work that I want to do. I know the value I want to provide. I know where I need support. Now you can go build around that. Thank you, everybody, so much. I appreciate you taking time out. If you've enjoyed this conversation, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, all those things. That way you stay in tune with all Fresh CFO Fridays. And as I always end, keep pushing, never settle, and the best is yet to come. Let's get it.